Hey, this is Pam Wilson from Music in the Center Blueprint. Welcome. And today we're going to talk about grouping. Centers are all about small groups working together collaboratively to learn things. That's why we're doing them. The nice thing is that in a center situation, you can differentiate for the different needs of your students. If you have a kid who's just come to your school and knows nothing about music, they didn't have it wherever they were before, you can actually help them. And if they're super amazing in music and they play 5 instruments and all that, then hey, you can help them to soar further than you ever thought they could. So that is a really great aspect of using centers in your lessons. Now the best size, the most helpful size for centers is 4 to 6 kids, 4 to 6. So based on however many you have in your class, if you have 20, then that would be 4 groups of 5. If you have 30, obviously that's probably going to be 6 groups because it's too many to have otherwise. If you have more than 6, they kind of split in half. And if you have fewer than 4, you usually don't get enough energy in that group, depending on what you're doing, to actually have fun with whatever it is you're doing. If they're all just doing paperwork, that's one thing. But if you're doing a game and you only have 3 people, that's sometimes not so great. So 4 to 6 people is what you're aiming for. Now, how do you get them in those groups? There's 3 different ways that I recommend. First way is kind of random groups. This only works if your kids are really well behaved and the classroom teacher has taught them, or you have taught them, how to work in groups really well. Maybe you've had them for several years, the kids really well, and you can just have them count off. That's one way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the 1s go here, all the 2s go here, 3 goes here, etc. You can do a lineup. I like that for things, specific topics. So like, let's say you're doing a recorder center and you have them line up in order of, I feel the most competent on recorder over here, and oh my gosh, I just started playing, where is the first note? Over on this side. And you have them line up kind of by the way they feel about it, and then you can group them that way. So like these 5 kids that really don't know very much about recorder are together, and these kids who feel really confident about recorder are together, and then there's some mixed groups in the middle. That's nice if you have a specific reason to put them in and you want to give them a little bit more power, a little bit more choice in your classroom. So kind of random groups, that's sort of what I would call random groups. The second thing is get your groups from your classroom teacher. So the classroom teachers often have reading groups or math groups or table groups, different things where the kids have already been working together. This works really well with my kindergarten class. This year I started using that with my kindergarten class. I had 30 kids in my kindergarten. It was huge. And that helped a lot because the kids already knew each other. They already knew what to do. And so when we did do centers in kindergarten, it was way more successful when I used the groups from the teacher. I tried it my way and it was a nightmare. And then I tried it again and it was way better. It was way better. I highly recommend. So the downside of that is that sometimes the reading groups and the math groups group kids by their levels in reading or math, and that may or may not work for you. So just take that with a grain of salt, but maybe that will work. It'll give you a head start at least, and have them in groups where they can work together. So there you go. Now, number 3 is you decide what the groups are. So maybe you've done a pre-test. Maybe you've done a general what do you know about music test. Maybe you've done a pre-test for your melody center. Maybe you've done a pre-test for your rhythm center. And so you are ready to roll with that. So whatever works for you, that is the thing to do. So either random groups, teacher groups, or you decide. So let me know how that works in the comments below, and don't forget to hit like.